DCA Adventure is rated F for fucking awesome.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to DCA Venture. I'm your host tonight, Crypto Mikkel. I got a co-host tonight with me here on the DCA channel. Normally we have a 3D Print Wednesday show that we sometimes air and have been airing for a while here on Wednesdays, but due to the increased flow of mining profits, got to use that extra power elsewhere, so 3D printer's off and won't be on for a little bit. You know, gotta do what you gotta do, right? So, what is going on, everyone out there? Hope you all are doing well. Hope everybody can hear me just fine. FA in the chat says everybody. Jason Osborne, Brent, Crypto Shaped, what is up? Doge Lord Apparel. Ooh, that Doge Lord Apparel. Man, gotta get that. Gotta get that Doge Lord Apparel, guys. So before we get too far into it, we'll roll that sponsored ad by Doge Lord Apparel, and we'll get into it. Yeah, gotta love that. FA says everybody. Gotta love the FAs in the chat. What's up, guys? FA. FA indeed. So what is up, my man? Seth, how you doing? MineYour.Biz.
I am doing all right. Thanks for inviting me onto the show tonight. It was an unexpected treat to be invited on.
Right, yeah, we were just kind of, shooting the shit earlier, talking about some stuff and catching up. And I was like, man, you know what? Like, I'm going live tonight. You want to come on the show and just kind of talk about what we were already kind of talking about, because it is kind of a very important, not really kind of, but is a very important subject, especially what's going on right now in not just the crypto space, but your space, your world,
Heck yeah.
like everywhere, like your
Heck
bubble.
yeah.
Your bubble's
Heck yeah.
is infected, like quite literally.
Yeah. Mikhail, you
So,
want me to get audience up to speed on what we chatted about, or
yeah, man, go
all right?
ahead.
So
I want to
recap.
pull some of this
You and I
stuff
were,
up.
yeah, we were chatting about mobile operating systems. We were chatting about secure encrypted chat applications. We were talking about just kind of the need to get your data fingerprint really, really clean on the internet.
Right.
That is to say, like, don't leave it everywhere and cover your tracks on the internet. I think you mentioned that you know somebody that still has the Facebook application on their phone, but they've kept it at an older revision. I said, I'm not even
It's about
comfortable with
the
that.
yeah, and that's like some even then, like if you have to have it on your phone, that's really the only thing you can do, and to prevent it and make sure that you had it on like to begin with. Like it's not like a function that you can like turn on now. Like it's too late. You need to have this on like months ago, like kind of before COVID hit. That should have been up and implemented. Should have been good practice from the beginning if that's like your thing. So Seth's volume is low. Yeah, I turned him up. I
Let
had
me
some
double check on my
background.
side
I
too.
had some background music that was up, and I had to like turn it down because they were sharing the same adjuster. So just mic check for me, 1 2, real quick, buddy.
All right, yeah, test 1 2. I went ahead and
There we go.
pulled that up a little bit on my side.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you're doing real good now. You're pegging the yellow on my end, so we know we good. So yeah,
Nice.
no, like I was saying, that's kind of like the best you could do to help circumvent what happened for like the Facebook situation. It won't last forever. Eventually, they will force update your application, or they'll say your application is no longer functioning. You need to update in order to continue to use this application. And then at that point, that person's going to have to make that choice whether or not they're going to keep it or continue on and just go about their life. So
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things that has me concerned, Mikkel, is that at the OS level and at the carrier level, a lot of updates are pushed that users just don't really know about. And so like you'll get menu changes and option changes within Android, especially if you're on like Verizon, right? One of the most evil carriers.
right.
They'll just say like, hey, this is a critical update and there's security updates and you have to accept this update. If you don't, your phone is vulnerable. It won't be running right. You make the update, and all of a sudden there are new menu options in your main settings. And among those menu options, I mean, in the background, they're doing Wi-Fi polling, and they're definitely trying to figure out where you are, and they are definitely tracking your location. And because Verizon owns so much of the mobile networks, they know who you're around, right? So they're already doing contact tracing without asking your permission.
Right.
So,
and and it does it without you knowing. I don't know if you remember way back when. Some people may have not had Android because everybody was running Apple back then, but Android used to like actually when there was an update, they had changelog, and it was posted as soon as it updated on the main screen, like, and told you every single thing that was changed. They don't do that anymore. I wish, because that would be awesome, because it give the users at least the option to read it or not, and at that point, at least it's there in your face. But they don't do that anymore. They make you go look it up on the interwebs, and even then, it could be vague, if not at all there. We've
yeah.
seen them not list stuff before, and it's
Part of that is on Google's side, right? So Google, they create the updates to the mainline Android distribution. If you think of it like Linux, right, where it's
right.
where it's like the main, consider what Google releases almost like the Linux kernel, and then it's up to the different carriers to create their distribution per handset. That's why actually Verizon is so evil, is because they get to take what Google is already doing by way of spyware that's at the OS level, and they say, hey, give us some of that, let us in on that. And they start to use the Wi-Fi polling and everything else that Google has put in place primarily to sell to advertisers, right? That's what they want to know. Their business is knowing everything about you so they can sell stuff. But then Verizon wants to piggyback on it, and they add even more, right? Like anybody who has a Verizon phone, even if you're not into the NFL, what comes on every single Verizon phone? The NFL app, right? Like if you're just a strictly right, like whatever, I'm not hating. You can love the NFL, but you don't, not everybody wants that app, right? Like go get the Sports Center app directly, right?
Well,
like you don't
what's
need
up, Pocket
Verizon's NFL
Change? Gemstone, how you doing, Batman? Y'all sneaking up in here. Grits. Pocket Change, what's up? Where's all Chump Change at? Oh, Pocket and Chump Change. I love y'all. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for joining in. But yeah, just didn't want everybody to miss out. But yeah, it is a terrible, unfortunate turn of events, and I don't see it getting any better. I only see especially with what's kind of going on in the world, I don't see it getting better. It's definitely there are other options. There are like other operating system options out there. You know what I mean? There are Linux operating systems that are more Linux based. There are other phone options that have hardware level switches, to turn off your data or your phone's cameras or Bluetooth and microphones. That's awesome tech right there. That's where I like. I seen, was it the Librem 5 that came out? They have theirs on the side of the phone, which is cool. Pine Phones is on the back. You have to take the cover off and get like a little pen but it sounds so sensual. For any of the videos, man, plenty of people have made videos and they get right up to it, and it's a nice switch. Like just click and you're like off. Like, that I just turned my camera off and it won't come on. Like, and they even try to, you go to test it, can't work.
Yeah,
Hardware
the,
levels off.
the original hardware switch on mobile phones, for those of us who were around when they first went commercial, just take the battery out. I mean, like
they can't do that now.
Yeah, no,
it's a bummer.
Yeah,
you want your phone to not listen to you, leave it somewhere else and walk away from it.
Yeah, Yeah, next to a white noise generator, preferably, because you don't know
Put it
what kind
right
of
put it right next to an ASIC and just
yeah,
walk
right.
away.
I don't know if that would work though, man. You had RTX on your mic right now. That cuts some noise pretty well. I don't know what they've got running on that, what they've got compiled for ARM, but audio algorithms they're not very heavyweight.
Right. We love you guys too. Hey, you're awesome. It's okay. The old-fashioned flip phone from the '90s, says Jason. Right, man. Hey, dude, my first phone was a flip phone. I'm still pretty young, so, uh, you know, I've had a phone. I've grown up with like kind of like a phone, but I did
Yeah.
start with the good old flip phone, man. Remember
Yeah, I
getting
remember
razors. I remember all of that. Good old
razors
Nokia
were dope.
bricks.
Yeah, if you had to start with anything that was like the early Motorola flip phones, then the Razor was like a revelation. There
Whenever
was nothing like it.
they released the new razor, I was like, I want it just to have it, just to like. I owned an old razor. I own the new one too. I don't use it because it's probably fucking garbage, but I got it. Just like Sidekick, man. Sidekick was the jam back then. Full keyboard phone. There are Linux phones like that now. That the FX Tech Pro has a flip
Yeah,
out keyboard, and it runs
right.
on Linux Lineage OS.
The
And
old
in
LG
fact,
Chocolate,
yeah.
all those feature phones that like were sliders and twisters and did all this crazy stuff.
And
Yeah,
they always broke right at the hinge.
planned obsolescence though. It
Yep.
was yeah, they knew they were going to sell you a new one in 18 months.
Mm-hmm. Guaranteed would not last the life of your like span to upgrade to the next one.
Except for the
Guaranteed.
Nokia candy bar design. Nothing has beaten the Nokia candy bar design.
You drove everything off a 3-story building, man. Solid.
Yeah, it might not stop at 50 cal, but it'll probably stop decent jack and hollow point from a 9mm.
Oh man, y'all are too funny. Too funny. T-Mobile Sidekick, Gemstone. Yeah, remember those? Those were the shit. I remember when those came out. Flip phone snake game. That's what I'm saying right there. Gotta get the snake game. Car phones. Now, see, that's right before me. I remember them, but by the time I was driving, that wasn't a thing. I remember buying a car that had one in it whenever I was buying a car, and I was like, does that still work? And they were like, no, it doesn't really work anymore. And I was like, that has to work.
It does.
I was like, it had to have worked. And I was like, there's no way it doesn't. Like, it doesn't just not work.
That's like your SHTF phone now. It's like, okay, in case of earthquake / tornado, pick up this phone. Call 911. It will go through.
After 1 year, no one cared. Yep. Man. Crazy times we lived in. Chump change. What up, Chump? The brick my pops had. Yeah, so I mean, and while we're on the topic of phones, this guy over here actually has a project that he has worked on and developed and is like functioning, selling product, right? Yeah.
This is the thing. We've got
This is not a shill for a shill, but while we're on the subject, you can't like not bring it up because it is important for the topics that we will talk about tonight.
I appreciate that. Top thing right there. And this is, whatever. Anybody can pick these up from Amazon or wherever, but just a privacy shield. It improves. Most of us don't think about it, but whatever's on your screen, as soon as there's a security camera in the same room, it's not private anymore. It doesn't matter what apps you're running, password managers, whatever. Sensitive data, it's gone. As soon as somebody else can take a photo of it. So there's that. But then this is a Pixel device running a de-Googled Android with a relocked bootloader specifically. So put up an extra barrier in case somebody does get physical access, is touching your device. And maybe they've got just a few minutes alone with it. You've very much decrease the likelihood of them being able to penetrate your phone. Granted, if they have it for the long haul, there's not much you can do to stop them. It's only a question of time then. But at least the bootloader is relocked, something that Lineage OS doesn't offer.
Correct.
So,
yeah, the bootloader is locked once you do Lineage. You cannot change it. You cannot do anything. It's there. It's like open source, but not open source. It's funny how that works sometimes. It's like, it's open source technology, but you can't change anything.
It's like the unlocked bootloaders on Verizon phones. They're like, oh, it's a totally unlocked open phone, unlocked bootloader. Try to flash something on it. It's still Verizon.
Yeah, no matter what you say. What is it? The other ones, it's like what, Cricket? Like Cricket is like T-Mobile. And even when you use the phone, it has like T-Mobile applications on the phone, and you're like, you can say it's not T-Mobile, but it's T-Mobile. Like your applications are T-Mobile. Like your store is a T-Mobile store. Like, whatever. Say what you want, but you're wrong.
That's funny. The two major network protocols, I'm sure you're aware, but for anybody in the audience who isn't, CDMA is kind of only relevant really here in the States, and then GSM, which is the global standard for for mobile networks.
Yep.
T-Mobile just has the broadest compatibility with devices on the GSM network. Yeah. So and then hey, I know this page.
Yeah, this page. So this page, good old NIM. Pine phone. If anybody knows what show that's from, y'all smash FA. Pine. I love that guy.
I appreciate you.
That guy's on a rant right now too.
What?
Louis Rossman.
Oh my gosh.
He's been on one for a good solid month. Just at it. Power to you, man. Power to you. I know you don't watch the show, but power to you. Like, awesome. This is the PinePhone release. Yeah, PinePhone has been released. It's been released. They actually just released some stuff yesterday that they're done with community updates or community versions. So now you can't buy a PinePhone anymore for now. Like, they're all sold out. So, I mean, who knows what's going to come next? You can't buy them now, but I don't know. We'll see. But you can buy one. But you can't buy one of these.
It's weird. In the stream, I'm seeing your desktop. I'm not actually seeing your browser. Yeah, yes, sir.
It shows it over here. Dang. All right.
Ask
cool.
chat.
Well, I see it on the stream channel too. Now, do you see it? No. It won't show it. That's cool. That's cool. Whatever. Fine. I guess you just won't get to see it. He says, no. Yeah, it's okay.
I mean.
So now, you can't see it, unfortunately, but everybody else in the stream can. But now I can't see you, so that's a bummer.
That worse things have happened. Don't even worry about it.
So, there we go. Just for now, we'll have to roll with that. And, this is why I get it now. Why you don't screen share while we're streaming. I get it. Even with multiple monitors, you can't I get it now. Makes sense.
Yeah, OBS is just a big jerk face sometimes.
I wonder. I'm assuming you can see this now, right?
Chat is saying they can see it.
Yeah, now we can see it. Can you see it now too?
I can see it in our Zoom call.
So now we're just having to stop mining. I'm not mining.
What?
Promise. Not mining. Not this time. Not this time. Yeah, cool. So everybody can see it. Everybody now, literally. Yeah, you can buy one of these cool things. Can't buy a PinePhone now, but you can buy one of these. So you're looking at a de-googled Android 11 phone. It is running a, we said Pixel, so Pixel looks like a Pixel 3,
Mhm.
just by glance.
Yep, this is the 3A, and reason I went with the 3A is because it is one of the long-term support candidates for projects like Graphene OS.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of a function of them finding it easy to work with, the system image really easy to work with, the
Oh man.
hardware doesn't overheat, and the number of units that were sold for this, I think, kind of made the developers say, like, with Graphene anyway, they were like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this is what we're going to go with. Longest term support is for 3A, even though the 4 had already been released, 5 had been announced, and 5 is out now. But they were like, yeah, 3A is what we're going to support for the longest.
Yeah, and so is it better than the Pine? I mean, by hardware spec standard, yes. The Pine phone was not like the best by spec standards for usability of like now anyway. Most phones now have anywhere from 6 plus to even like 12, 16 gigabytes of RAM. I think the new uh, Samsung S21 is running 16 gigabytes of RAM. Like, I guess that's a lot in the phone, man. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, I mean, you figure the moment that the Linux projects, the mobile Linux like Ubuntu ports, and whatever fork of Ubuntu Touch makes it out to these devices, when
Right.
it finally gets there, man, you're not going to need a laptop. But this has been a promise for like the last 7 years. We've been talking about it. Like, you're not going to need a laptop. You're going to need like an MHL style adapter, USB Type C, that just gives you a breakout to power a monitor. And you're going to need keyboard and mouse. I mean, heck, you're not even going to need to compromise. You're going to get to use your mechanical keyboard
Mm-hmm.
and run it off your phone.
Sailfish OS. They actually have. I don't know if anybody remembers like the Samsung Dex. It's been sunsetted now, really, but uh, Sailfish OS is a Linux-based operating system, and it has that built in for like the Nexus 5X and the 6P. So the Marlin and no, Hammerhead and Marlin are the two that have that built into it. So you can just plug your phone into a monitor. You can plug your USB-C dock into the phone because it was one of the first Nexus phones to have USB-C, which is why it has this functionality because you need USB-C for this. Really, to have like a functioning dock that can do more than just charge your phone. So
I don't want to be the
yeah.
actually guy. If you want a little bit of insider feedback from that time, I worked at Samsung near the Samsung USA headquarters,
Nice.
outside of Dallas, right before the Dex was launched. Worked as, I mean, I wasn't, I'm not going to pretend like I was a big to-do. I was a regional area trainer, and I worked with their global master trainer team, which is just to say they're American dudes that lived outside of the DFW area, and the mothership out in South Korea flew them out a couple times a year and treated them like Koreans treat Americans. It's just weird. It was
like,
weird.
I don't know how
But
to like
yeah,
talk to you.
but they always had like, it's weird working for Asian companies, man. Culturally, it's just different. But they always
Right.
had a little bit of insider info when they came back, and they'd be like, "Hey, I can talk to you about something new, but I have to talk to you about it in a code name. Can't tell you the phone model." And
can't tell you the phone model. Everything has like a model name. All of the Linux ports for phones have code names, and they're the code name of the phone. Like all phones have code names if you look at them.
yeah. Oh, Nem's asking if you can mine on it. You can.
So that 4 gigabytes of RAM, right?
Even with 2, you can mine on it.
Well, yeah, you can
these
mine
guys.
on it. If you have 4 gigabytes of RAM, you can mine Monero. That is a true statement. I have mined Monero with phones before.
Well, if 4 gigs is the limit right now for current RandomX, then yes, you can mine on this phone.
Yep, 4 gigs is the minimum, absolute minimum. 3 gigs to actually mine it, but you need 4 because the phone needs 1 to run, at least.
Yeah.
At least.
This one would run, I think, just fine under those conditions. And again, Pixel 3a, the SoC doesn't overheat. It uses the ARM big little architecture, right? If you're familiar with that. So 4 high performance cores, 4 high efficiency cores, 8 cores total. But again, like you were talking about, these desktop docks, that architecture for described in the ARM specs as adopted by Snapdragon and others, like Samsung makes their own. Actually, here in the States, they fab them right in Austin. Kind of cool.
Yeah,
I wish they would.
Snapdragon's a US-based company.
Yeah,
That's why their tariffs didn't go up for US-based phones.
Which is awesome.
One of the side notes of the day.
Yeah. Hopefully it's viewed the same with some of the Samsung-based ARM SoCs because they're fabbed here in Austin.
Yep.
So that'd be cool if mobile phones, if we don't get completely destroyed every time we want to upgrade. But all that functionality of being able to support external monitors, that's been supported at the SoC level. Since Ubuntu Mobile, Ubuntu Touch first debuted 7 years ago or whatever, when it was first starting development. It's been around for a long time. Micro HDMI link before USB Type-C became a standard. All this stuff was supported, and it was even supported with some pass-through micro USB hubs. Right. Some. It wasn't universal, but with some you could. And so, we've been waiting with bated breath for the last 7-8 years. Before that, the Motorola Atrix, right? F in the chat for the Motorola Atrix. Gone too soon.
Too soon.
Just saying, man. It was a great idea. The execution just wasn't there. They had this little laptop husk. You remember the little shell that you just plugged the phone into? And it worked. And we killed it because it was Apple didn't make it. Stupid consumers. So anyway, we've been waiting for this.
They wanted it more complex.
Yeah.
It was that was way too simple, man. You should have done better.
Yeah.
You needed 3 more steps and it would have sold like hotcakes.
Yeah. And plus, sell it with a mouse that has only one button.
Yeah.
That'll teach your users.
It's just a big ball that you can just press on it if you needed to click. Yeah. Okay. So I see a bunch of questions in the chat, so I don't want to miss some of these. Jim says, so this phone has no spying on it, so her great pictures won't be stolen. You are correct. It is a completely private phone. It's running de-Googled Android, so there's no Google at all. So it would be safe up until you put something on it that's not safe. Yes. It is safe up until you. From factory, up when a phone comes to you, it has bloatware, tons of things that could spy on you. But this phone is not that. So anything that you do to the phone is what could compromise the phone. But it's not compromised from shipment to you.
That is correct. We try to handhold also. There's a little bit of a user's guide, best practices for activation, such as there's an included VPN that's free. It's run by an institution that has donations and funding to operate the VPN. It's very low bandwidth, but the intent is to use it for mission critical stuff like activating a phone. So after first boot, we're like, hey, turn on your VPN right away. Obfuscate your IP address, hide your IP address, set the thing up.
Yeah, no DPs. Yeah.
Yeah. And then as soon as you know that you've got it kind of configured the way you need to, and you're talking to a network, fine, download your other preferred VPN or whatever else. Maybe you already have one that you're already paying for. But from first boot, we even recommend don't activate it on your own network, even if you have a separate VLAN or whatever. Physically get somewhere else. There's no replacement for displacement, so to speak. Sometimes you have to just be a different place. You can't always spoof it.
Yep.
So yeah, but got a little bit of a user's guide there. If I can do show and tell here real fast, I've got a close up of an app here. Speaking of photos, security. Here is what's in.
Let me see if I can make this larger for everybody real quick. Bam.
So I've got in my app drawer right here.
There you go. Now they can see you.
Okay.
Enlarged.
Embiggened me.
Embiggened.
Bigger. Embiggen. Enhance. All right. So I got right here sync thing. This is an open source application that it just does synchronization of files and folders that you choose to storage volumes that you choose. You can choose to sync things on your own home network to a hard drive, or you can use Cloud Sync, and you can set this up. But the best practice is to get this set up on your home network so that when you're at home and you're charging your phone, your files back up, including photos, onto a hard drive. Maybe you're running a hard drive on a Raspberry Pi and you've already got some storage running there on your laptop, desktop. You can sync directly there. And no third parties ever touch your files at all.
There you go.
So that's next level tinfoil. We wrapped another layer on.
Boom. Let's see if I can grab. I don't want to miss. Where was it? So yes, you can mine on it. Shink says, is there a best phone mining app? No, there's not. I don't recommend mining on your phone. They do get really hot. With the batteries that are in them nowadays, it decreases the life of them very quickly. By design already, so you mining on them at extreme temperatures, literally extreme temperatures, phones aren't meant to get that hot. Not even charging. And mining all the time, your phone would be plugged in, and that's producing more heat and load. So I don't recommend it. But to do it, I ran Termex on an Android phone and went about it that way, installing just a base Ubuntu. It's not real Linux. There are totally need a tutorial on that. I've actually made tutorials on it. I have like a written guide on it. But I mean, Termex has changed now. Their rules have changed in the last year to where your access level makes it more difficult. Because remember, you're not root. So always remember that. When you're using someone else's phone, you are not root. You never are on Android. So, but when you do run like a Linux operating system, you can be root. So that's always nice. And root means you're the owner, operator, chief, commander, everything.
Janitor too. Yeah.
Janitor too. So unfortunately, yes, Shink. And don't trust like mining Pi on your phone. It's some BS. I have successfully tested that with a phone that does not have like a SIM card, so there is no data. There was no data coming to the phone, and I could physically take it off Wi-Fi, and the phone's still mining Pi. I can tell you that right now. That immediately threw my entire red flag, and I was like, nope, not mine. It's not doing anything. Because if I can take away all data completely via no SIM card and no Wi-Fi on and enabled, and it says that I'm mining something, you're not mining. It's a lie. The kick's a lie.
Yeah. There's a guy in the community on crypto Twitter who he sets up some of the JavaScript miners for websites, and he'll just set up like a special page on one of his sites, and then he just points found mobile phones, just stuff that he's gotten donated or whatever. He'll point those, or he'll like walk into Best Buy and he'll take all the demo devices and he'll point them all. Yeah. Go check out this one page. Yeah.
Yep. Have not. I know of somebody that has went into Best Buy and like ran a Termex script on a phone and successfully mined for like a good day. It was pretty cool. He told me all about it. I was like, I mean, that's kind of cool. I mean, very risky. I was like, hopefully you didn't use like a wallet that you know or that's yours at all.
It's auto converting to Monero. He's fine.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's cool though. It's cool when he told me. So Jump Change says he uses an Apple. Oh man. Ouch.
Nobody's
Yeah.
perfect. Jokes aside, though, I mean, like really, what, like you can't audit the Apple ecosystem. You can do packet sniffing on an Apple device, of course, and you can try to figure out like what the heck is going on, how many calls, how many times a day does it phone home, how often is it reporting on you. But
right.
most of your reports go to Apple, and then they distribute it to app authors, and then hang on to it for themselves. So while it's not phoning home like a couple hundred times a day, like Android is, when it is phoning home, it's telling the same stuff to Apple that your Android tells Google about you.
Yep. All the same. It's all the same. What is the Jesus? Damn it! Jump change. I know, man. I mean, you're not gonna win. I mean, you can win. You can. Like, it is an achievable goal. It is doable. But what is your risk for reward? Are you willing to go the full mile? Because I mean, once you mess up once, that's it. Like it's there. I mean, it's not like now. You know what I mean? Like now, it's like you're already kind of exposed, so it's kind of hard to go back and hide what's already there because you can't. It's already there, but you can go forward and hide the best you can, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's food for thought.
On that note, I'm seeing in the chat ETH almost 1,700. I know. I don't know if you talk about price action
Jeez,
on the live
man.
stream. Lock it in.
Man, what we got up here? CoinGecko, what we got? Show us CoinGecko.
XRP almost 40 cents. Have fun staying poor, non-XRP havers.
Suckers. Or are we the suckers?
Yeah, right, Mikkel. He's got this. He's got a moon bag of XRP. He's exposed.
I do not own any XRP. Like 100%. Swear that one. I own 0 XRP.
That's what they always say. Famous last words, guys.
Famous last words.
Go check his Zelcore wallet.
I don't think so. Zelcore takes XRP, but I don't own any.
It's crazy because I think you have to buy from some other place and you have to fund that wallet.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, if anybody does have it, I feel sorry for you because not many places to get rid of it.
Oh, speaking of which, I promised, man. I promised, Mikkel.
You promised.
I'm Doge poor.
Are you Doge poor?
I'm Doge poor. If you want to give me a close up here.
He's Doge poor, guys.
I'm ready for my close. Hold on. Ready for my close up.
All right, we're ready. How Doge poor are you?
Doge poor enough. I'm willing to do this. Make it happen, community.
Oh,
that's desperate.
That was a good one. So earlier, guys, he said that he was gonna. I was like, oh, I gotta get some Doge, and I was like, yeah, it's a little late, man. Train left the station. You can't get any Doge now. And he says, I'm just gonna ask people for Doge. And I said, well, I mean, that's like the way to do it, right? I mean, you ask people for Doge, you're automatically up, right? So there's his shameless plug for himself.
It totally didn't even show up. I'm sending you a screenshot now.
I mean, it showed up, but it was totally blurry. So
yeah,
so someone try to scan it, rewind it and scan it, see if it actually works. I mean, you don't gotta actually send to it if you don't want to, but I mean, you could see if it actually works.
Just monitor it. They'll be like, all right, we'll know if some other sucker did.
Everybody watch that wallet address.
You're right.
Watch for a huge dump of Doge.
Watch me hit the rich list in like 3 weeks. Some rando will be like, I'm feeling generous.
I offered Bob's for XRP, no deal. I know what you really meant. I'm just saying Bob's gemstone, but yeah.
Bob's closely related to yes.
Yeah.
Others. Backup dancers. Backup dancer Bob. We call them Bob's.
Call them Bob's. There's also 0 XRP. Jeez, Nefarious, 10,000% on your ETH position. BSing.
Okay, I just sent that over Discord. You can share that if you're feeling saucy.
Brendan.
See what happens here.
Oh, Brendan, I love it. It works. Yes. I like this, guys.
$50 a day with 450 mega hash. Is that gross? Are you clearing that?
Nice. Yeah, I did notice that today my profits were really high. Really high today. Even yesterday was high, but today was the cake. That is for sure.
Well, man, if this ETH run keeps on moving, just expect that to be
Discord.
the new normal.
What y'all talking about? Y'all be crazy in the DCA Discord. Oh, 100 Doge airdrop in the DCA Discord right now by Shink Diesel. Man, in the DCA Discord. Go into the general chat, guys. There's 100 Doge drop. You got 2 minutes. 2 minutes to get in on the 100 Dogies. Get up in there and get your Dogies.
It's a race. See if you can get 100 Doge before I get 100 Doge, guys.
I mean, there's 3 people already in, so there's 4. So everybody's getting 25 Doge right now. Ooh-wee. Hit him up. Get him, Brent. Nothing personal on air. Just checking you. Seth, how's the fam, bud? Oh, okay. Now I see it. Seth, how's the fam? Nothing too personal on air. Just checking on you. Says Serpent.
Hey. Well, hey, Serpent. I appreciate the question, man. Doing good. This project that I'm focused on with Freedom Phones, for me, it's a really good convergence of skill sets. I like working with hardware. I miss working with phones. Working at Samsung was pretty awesome, and all the different devices. They had a device once. I'm going to go on a little tangent here. Come back to the question. They had a little device. You guys might remember it. It was a little box that had a 1 terabyte hard drive in it, but then it had an SoC, a lot like one of their phones. Had like 2 gigs of RAM in it or something. And I remember it was like towel root or something, some like one-click root exploit that I used on it, so I could start sideloading games and things. And it was a decent little contender to a Raspberry Pi for the money. It was because it already had the 1 terabyte hard drive in it,
right?
And a decent little contender to a full node device. At that time, maybe for Bitcoin, not quite. I don't know if you'd want to do that on it, but
right.
But I mean, that kind of stuff.
Forever.
I mean, working for Samsung the way I did at that time, they kicked us down that kind of stuff for free as a gift. Like, hey, check this out. Give us feedback. We'll like literally debrief you at Samsung HQ in Dallas, or Richardson, and yeah, fun stuff. These days, love what I do, but I wanted to bring the passion back in. So, privacy. Can't
privacy.
I did the Fortune 50 nonsense.
Yeah, pocket change. Hit the thumbs up button. We greatly appreciate that, guys. I don't want to miss out. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Bell notification. See every time we go live here. There's also Seth's website down in the description below, and on the front page you can find the Freedom Phone, as he calls it, right here. This awesome device is on the front page of his website. If you want to look at it, it says there's only 1 left in stock. Can be back ordered. So
I've got 2 more incoming, by the way. So I am accepting back orders because I'm actively replenishing stock. If I weren't, I would not be so comfortable. But
nice. And he does accept crypto for these. You do get to pay in cryptocurrency. You can even pay in Monero. You can get down into the secret life. Dogecoins, probably, I'd imagine.
Yes,
everybody loves the Doge. That'd be a lot of Doge. $399, and that'd be a lot of Doge.
Well,
has me very curious. What? Aave really made it to top 14?
Did
what in the freaking world? All right. There we go. Bumping.
And
didn't see that coming.
Just ahead of Doge, though.
So $3.99, guys. That is. Oh no, gotta go the other way around. $3.99. So that is 10,762 Doge to buy a Freedom Phone. So you have 10,762 Doge, guys.
Yeah.
Doge
If
to
it
$1, says Nim. Doge to $1.
How about this, guys? If somebody on this stream does wind up purchasing one with Doge and it does pump to $1, go ahead and contact me. I'll give you a little kickback. I won't be greedy about it.
I won't be greedy about it. Oh man. Pumped by Cuban. Yeah, he was talking about Doge. Or were we talking about Aave was pumped by Cuban? Thanks. Because I know he did. I know Aave. I know he pumped Aave because his wallet, his Ethereum MetaMask wallet was exposed due to him pumping. Aave. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He made an NFT and made the NFT with his personal MetaMask wallet.
Oh.
And exposed like the 10 Ethereum he had and like the $100,000 in Aave he had. And I was like, holy cow, man. So here we are, Aave top 14 because of wallet exposure. 2021, here we are, guys. This is what it gets. Coinbase pumps are irrelevant. You get your wallet exposed when you're a celebrity. That bumps the coin. You're holding a bunch of it. Oh man, who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? I wouldn't thunk it. That's for sure. I wouldn't have seen that coming.
Nah, man. Not at all.
Doge to $10, says Jim. That would, my personal opinion, physically impossible. Like
The network can't handle that.
Network can't handle it. The price that Bitcoin would have to be at for that to happen, astronomical.
I don't know, man. Sushi melted faces with no apology. And
I suppose.
Yeah, doesn't always make sense, you know?
What's up, Panda? Looking good today, says Panda. Panda. Some big institutions had that event today to learn how to buy Bitcoin. Yep, I did hear that was today.
Well, and you know what's funny is that people were going into that live stream telling Michael Saylor to have fun staying poor because they didn't invest in their brand new ICO because he's committed to Bitcoin.
Jim says anything is possible. Golden Wolf says my phone just decided it wants to update with all this talk about phones. Yeah, that's usually how that works. That is unfortunately how that works. If
you're on Verizon,
yep, definitely.
Yeah, if you're on Verizon, try whispering. I think I want to switch networks, or like I think I'm gonna drop Verizon. Try saying that somewhere within earshot of your phone. See if you get an update.
Get them discounts. Oh man. Jim says I would get filthy rich off this meme coin. Man, see, me and Seth were talking about that earlier. I said I'm waiting for one of these like BlockFi or Celsius or Crypto.com. I'm pretty sure Crypto.com has it available, but to be able to earn interest on Dogecoin, like that's common, man. With the much love that there is for Dogecoin, like it's not a security risk. Like obviously, you know what I mean. Like it'll pass, but definitely see it coming eventually. Creep. Whoa, pocket change. More Doge airdrop. More Doge airdrops? No, not yet.
Just give you 100 Doge, folks. What do you want?
More Doge. I want more. I want all the Doges. It's impossible. Infinite, but you know, it's the thought. It's the thought that I could own all the Doge, but you can't. It's the thought that counts. Yes, there is a Doge stablecoin now. Yes, I did see the Doge stablecoin.
What?
Yeah. Yep. This is fucking 2021, my friend. We have been here long enough to see it all. We've had Doge, and now we have Doge stablecoins. Golden says, "Oh, Panda's here." Yep, good old Panda's here. Just mad. We're just mad we didn't buy it 0.0023 sats. Yeah, everyone's mad.
Yeah, accurate.
Everyone's mad that they didn't see that coming. Like, oh yeah, Doge is gonna hit, 7 cents. Like, no one seen that coming at all. Like the amount of gains that could have been had. I've seen people making thousands upon thousands of dollars just because they were holding Doge. Just some people use it for trading between Bitcoin. It's good. It's a good staple. Not stable, but staple. Trading between Doge and Bitcoin. And then, yeah, all of a sudden, boom, 7 cents. Dogecoin millionaires.
Yeah, Dogecoin, it's always the one you least expect. Last time it pumped like this, like crazy hard, it did make some millionaires.
Yeah, I think what was, pull it up fast. Dogecoin all-time high. All-time high was 7 cents, which was of 6 days ago. But first all-time high was 2 cents. So we're sitting of where original all-time high was. But
That's all relative though. So look at the parabolic curve just before that previous all-time high of 2 cents, and that curve is ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That was like right before it hit the knee of the curve. That was, I mean, it was far more than a 10x. It did 100x for people who were onto it then, and
Yeah,
people
it
who
was
were in it for
at
the memes.
0.001.
Yeah, people who were in it for the memes, man, they did 1,000x. They did 1,000x on Doge. So at 2
And it
cents,
literally
they did
just did
1,000x.
like almost the exact same thing. Right before it pumped, it was sitting at 0.002 cents. And then we had that small run up to almost a penny. And then we had that dip down, and then after that dip down, man, it was 7 cents. Here we go. It was full send. And it was fantastic. I made gains off GME. Dude, awesome, Serpent.
Yeah, but I mean, with GME, there were gains, and then there were gains.
There was
Hopefully
gains.
you
There
made
was
gains.
gains on your gains. Like, especially, I think today, I was looking at it, and it dipped down to like $70 something today. So
Womp womp.
Robinhood even released their apology, and that you can now actually go and buy 25 shares of GME now. You're not limited to one anymore. They opened it back up. They say you can buy all 25. Don't use Robinhood.
Yeah. Poor Red. Sorry, buddy. I'm with you. I'm all broken up over my lack of GME gains.
And Dogecoin gains, says Panda. He had 0 GME and Dogecoin.
I think I've established I have no Dogecoin, so that's why, I'm still panhandling.
That's why he's over here trying to shill his QR code for Dogies.
Shh. Let it happen. Just let it happen.
So is the stream ready? Hey, look, stream. Seth didn't see it, but the stream saw it.
Oh.
You can send Doges to that address. It's a thing.
Ooh.
Jeez,
They're like, what do I get if I send them?
Oh my gosh, dude. You bought GME at $3?
What?
Oh man. It's gonna make me readjust in my chair.
Dude.
That's
Yeah.
like,
I mean, applause.
wow. I hope RTX voice isn't canceling that out. You deserve it. So that was full clapping.
Buy Bitcoin, buy it at cost, and hodl it,
Yeah,
people.
that is awesome.
Man,
That is awesome.
Congrats.
That and right now, I mean,
Congrats.
you almost can't pick a loser with crypto today, right? Like, let's see, did Ethereum go ahead and just hit 1700 while we were chatting?
Not yet.
Oh no, it's pulling back a little bit.
Yeah,
it's shy.
That's okay.
Yeah, TechMan TV, YouTube, TY. Dump that GME like a used up Christmas tree. Don't shred it though, man. Don't shred your GME.
No, you got to hold the front lines, man. Diamond hands need to hold the front lines, says Mr. Wall Street Bets. We could see GME to $1,000, they say. So I hope you kept some GME there, Serpent. Not financial advice at all.
Yeah,
like
right.
zero. I don't know jack shit.
Yeah, Serpent's like, I'm okay with my 100x. Thanks for the advice. Bye-bye.
But I mean, never know. I was sad this morning in my portfolio. I was like, nope, no crying today. Yeah, so you were sad that you couldn't cry today in your portfolio? It's a green day and you couldn't cry about it? It's not good. You need to readjust your values there, Jim. Every day is a great day in crypto. Every day. Even when it's red. Still a great day in crypto.
Heck yeah, man. Hey, I'm curious. We chatted a little bit earlier today, and we did that little Twitter poll about encrypted community platforms.
How is that poll doing?
I'm kind of curious to know. Curious to engage your community. This is, just, yeah, it is just pure curiosity. It's what is it? Academic, but curious to know what people think is a good encrypted community-oriented platform. So Discord, like we're talking about Wall Street Bets, them, turning everybody on to GME, making those sick gains for everybody on Discord and Reddit, right? It was those two platforms. What did Discord and Reddit do? Kick them off, right? We can't have that.
Yep. So they say bye-bye. That's because they were told to. Remember that, guys. Like it. Not because Discord wanted them on. It's because they were told to get them out.
Yeah, right. Hate speech. I don't know what universe helping retail actually earn money is hate speech.
You gotta look beyond Discord and look at who owns Discord and who owns them. Gotta go deep. But
okay.
Anyway. Beside the point.
Yeah.
Everyone
You're not
here.
wrong.
So here is MineYourBiz's Twitter. I hate using Twitter right now because it's like the worst. Let's see if we can get this to work. You should be able to see this. They should be able to see this. Yeah.
There it is.
Hopefully everybody can see it.
So I'll read it so that you don't have to imagine it my voice. Battle of the encrypted community platforms. Your Discord group is forcibly shut down. Correct. Facebook has banned your group. Even Twitter wants your brand dead. You must rebuild. You decide to use Keybase, Matrix, Signal, or Session. I know there are
so
other options too.
there are other options. So what's the question? What platform? What do you mean? You just read the question. It's a
So
dumpster fire on Twitter. Yeah, it is. And especially this right here. This is the dumpster fire that I like just avoid. I don't even use Twitter. Like, especially now, like it's garbage.
you don't like being told that you should triple mask every
Nope.
time you wake up, and even when you go to bed.
Son of a tech moved to Rocket Chat, says Max Voltage. True radio voice, Seth, says Pocket Change. I've only ever heard of Signal. Signal is a good option. Matrix. Matrix was Riot. Matrix is the layer, but it ran Riot, which was a social application, which rebranded to Element. I really don't like Element now. I preferred Riot. That was my better preferred. But Matrix is a good platform. Someone brought up a good point earlier that they did have a good sizable like dump, but it was a GitHub non-malicious dump, so it was within means, and I'm sure it's been fixed by now. But nonetheless, did happen. So if it can happen once, it can happen again. Unless it has been completely fixed. Maybe that was the whole point, but I can't say for sure.
Yeah, I don't think that the encryption, I don't think the actual encryption on Matrix has been compromised, or that user accounts themselves have been compromised. But like you're saying, within GitHub, if it was a friendly exploit, it wasn't a contentious or a malicious exploit where like user databases or some kind of authentication side of the software was compromised, or if there's some neglect, the federation of hosts
Mumble
was destroyed.
Mumble was self-hosted. That was I was thinking of setting up. That is a true statement. Mumble is self-hosted, so you're as safe as the person that set it up.
Yeah, well, that's kind of why I was curious about Matrix being a federated approach. You could always set up another Matrix server, and then you strengthen the federation.
You could easily make your own Riot or your own Element, because Matrix is there and is the protocol and it is the platform to build on. So it is, and me and Seth were talking about that earlier about this same situation. I was like, trying to figure out what the best way to move forward was. Discord is, as Panda knows the pain, dude. Discord is very hard to manage. It is very easy for people just to come in and say they're you and get away with robbing people of precious Dogecoins or Bitcoins or Ethereum. Like, it's very possible. It has happened with multiples of us. It's easily doable, but doing stuff like that limits that, because there is a solution. It's just
Yeah, on that note, something that had me concerned about Keybase, I thought Keybase was a pretty good potential solution.
Right.
They have the encrypted some encrypted repositories for developer teams if you want to develop there and keep third parties or prying eyes from looking at what you're working on. And but somebody mentioned that there have been some controversial groups, we'll say. I don't want to totally spoil the ending here, but yeah, controversial groups have been kicked off of Keybase, even though they're not like issuing calls for violence or anything. And it's like, if it's encrypted end to end, how is it being monitored? Who's monitoring it? And like, who's moderating at the corporate level saying, yeah, you're not allowed on our platform anymore?
Right.
So
Keybase
is out.
Mastodon is actually another option. I didn't put that on here earlier. I forgot about it.
Well, here's my concern with Mastodon. Mastodon, they don't fully control the clients, but they do have so much sway that they convinced a lot of the like Fedilab and other Fediverse and Federation clients to delist Gab, even though Gab uses Mastodon. And I'm not like a Gab proponent. I've got my handle reserved there because I didn't want somebody else to take it. But I don't really use it. So if Mastodon can like delist Gab from their federation, first off, why? Like the answer to speech that you don't like is speech that you like, right? Or speech that you think is uneducated or wrong.
Right.
You have to try to educate. Like the answer to bad ideas is more ideas to try to help other people understand better ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So they're yeah, I don't think that Mastodon believes in free speech the way that they say they do.
No, I don't know if you know who DistroToot is. I don't know if you watch him. He talks about a lot of Linux distros that aren't common, like just crazy off the walls, Linux distros. That's the beauty of Linux. There is like thousands of flavors out there. Like you can make your own Linux version if you want to.
Yeah.
If you would really love to do that. That's what Hive OS is. That's what Kudo OS is, ETH OS, Rave OS, the departed Hashrate OS. Like they're all Linux. They're all their own flavor of Linux. They made all their own. So it's doable. So he was talking about earlier, is that he was on a Mastodon server, had his own Mastodon server, was in someone else's Mastodon server, got banned from said Mastodon server because they didn't like his postings, which shouldn't be. It's allowed because he was in someone else's server, so it's just like Discord. I can ban somebody from Discord and they cannot be in my server. Yep, that is the thing. But the actual owner or person that runs Mastodon actually asked him to leave. They don't like his views, and they can't kick him from Mastodon, from using Mastodon. Like they can't, physically can't kick him, but they actually asked him to leave. Like they don't like him using their platform. So he left because why would you want to stay there? If they don't want you to stay there and you stay there, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna hide all your stuff? Are they going to low-key attack you? Like,
well,
what
they can
would
do
be
like
the
what they did.
they could be a recourse. So it's
I think that the precedent, like what they've done, is chilling, right? So telling somebody to leave. I mean, sure, you can do that, like you're saying. You can have moderation standards and just say, "Hey, we don't like the way you've done this. We're just asking you to leave."
Yep.
But what's more chilling is what they did with Gab, saying like, "Hey, you used our software stack, but we just don't like you at all. We don't want you listed in any of the clients. Like you're out. People can't even find you."
Yeah.
That's chilling. That's what I'm getting at. Like that's what they can do. They've done it. They've shown us exactly what they're capable of. So a little bit concerned with Mastodon. And that's, for me, the reason it didn't show up here. That and platform level security. I don't know what the platform level security is like on Mastodon. So I'm speaking from ignorance here.
It's not really. Like if you set a Mastodon server, you better set it up on on a virtual private server. You better access it from a VM. That's my personal opinion. Safest could be on that situation. So of course there's a lot of extra costs there. You got to run the servers, so you got to run the VPS, and you got to run another VPS or set up your hardware good enough on your side to run a personal VM to access the server. But that's beyond most people. So
well, I mean, and that's why I'm wondering about, like, with communities, which way to go. Something, again, like that's also federated. That's the strength of Mastodon, right? All the different communities on Mastodon help strengthen Mastodon as a federated chat platform.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was wondering with Matrix, if there's nothing that is a critical flaw in their software stack right now, could Matrix become a better option to Mastodon for communities? Because you do have the encryption. You can encrypt entire rooms. And you've got even, a bit of a little bit more moderation control. So if you're the person who creates a room or a team, then you can curate member lists. You can put stuff,
options, tons of options.
Yeah.
Tons
Well,
of
plus
options to do
integrations
stuff.
too.
Yeah, easier
Yeah.
to integrate things because Discord, you're limited. You're limited to JSON. That's it, and that's not a lot. Like you can do a lot with it, but you need to know what you're doing, and you have to do like other stuff on top of that. Like just JSON's not just going to do it by itself. It's just one piece of the puzzle.
Right.
It's not a one solution thing.
Right. But once you do get
yeah.
familiar with those options and then the integrations, you can bridge Discord into Matrix. The you know who does? The Firo team, the Zcoin Firo team. They've got a bridge from Discord to Telegram and Matrix. They're all connected.
Huh.
So no matter where you are, you're chatting with the rest of the community. You can bridge in Slack.
Who's it? Voscoin. Voscoin's is like that. His Discord and Telegram are they're intertwined together. Like the main chat is intertwined, which is crazy that you can do that. But vulnerability standpoint, that's weird. Because Discord, man, Discord's the killer. Like that's where you lose me. Like Discord, you're letting Discord talk to all of this extra stuff. Oh, no,
right.
Well, secure. No, not anymore. Not when you add a Discord in there.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, I'm sure everybody in the live stream is aware, but with the MineYourBiz server on Discord, we're pretty much just pruning it until it organically dies. We're putting it out to pasture, so to speak. We're just gonna let it kind of like there's an old group of friends there.
Just let it sunset itself.
Yeah, pretty much. But we get get an old group of friends there too, and we've been through some stuff together. So loyalty is everything. It's never going to go away. Yeah, loyalty is everything, right? So it's never going to go away. But we're not actively promoting it. We're not trying to grow it. I don't need that kind of headache. But but bots still show up. Like, oh, is this about crypto? Sweet. Like, we're going to come in and attack your stuff.
I know, like Panda has. Dude, you have like thousands of people in your Discord, dude. Like, I don't know if I can even see now. Is there a way for me to check? I don't think I can check. Panda, I'm sure you're here. Tell me how many people in your Discord. I know it's a lot.
He's like, well, I don't want to brag, but like over 9,000.
A lot. Like they have you gotta have like multiple mods for that. Like you can't. Once you're at a certain point, like you can't do it yourself.
Well, but the automation on Discord, where I was going with that is some of the automation on Discord is helpful. What we did on MineYourBiz.
He's over 10K, set chump change. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I knew it was over 5.
That is nuts, man.
Said in his video today. Yeah, so 10K people are in his Discord. Like that's a lot to manage. Like you can't manage that. Like
you can though. Here's the thing. And that's where the automated platforms are. Like you have to use automation. Mm-hmm. You can't manage it manually.
No.
But you have to use automation. So in ours,
we use CAPTCHAs and stuff like that in our Discord.
So CAPTCHA right?
Yep.
And then additional verification through CAPTCHA. So you got fewer people getting in under the fence, right? Fewer bots getting into the fence.
Still happens because we have CAPTCHA and someone still came into DCA Discord, and a few other Discords, but joined the Discords. They put in the CAPTCHA and everything, and they came in and then they changed their name to my name, and then continued to message people like they were me. So not a bot at that point. Like you're talking about a user at that point, because they physically put in a CAPTCHA that is, that has to be user put in, or it's just an extremely good bot. But whenever they came in, entered the CAPTCHA, and then changed their name, because the CAPTCHA bot caught them before the name change. CAPTCHA bot was faster. It was one step faster. So they came in, CAPTCHA'd with their actual username, and then changed their name. So you couldn't find them by the CAPTCHA bot's name. So it's weird. Yeah, automation, CAPTCHA, and moderators. Yep, it's the only way to do it. Chump change. So he made a sick bot today. Check it out. need help, let me know.
What does it do?
Yeah, what's it do? I like
It's
stuffs. I like stuffs that does things.
He actually watch. He made a spam bot. He's like, it circumvents all of your measures. Mwah! It's the ultimate spam bot.
It is the spam bot.
Red, yeah. He almost rage quit and deleted his Discord almost 20 times in the last 2 years. Sounds about right.
Probably.
That's why we're just sunsetting ours. I could have. I mean,
Awesome.
you could have, would have, should have. No, I'm not. I'm not aggressively pursuing growth with social brand at all right now. It should be obvious right now. Otherwise, it'd be a lot more active. But I get that impulse, right? To be like, this is a lot of the stuff is unpaid headache, right? It's unpaid overtime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with little rays of light, sometimes peeking out around the edges.
I think the only way to like stop that is like having a private Discord. Like,
a la
really.
Matrix. A la Matrix, maybe. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, definitely something to look into. That's for sure. Yeah, 15 ETH last year. I remember, man. I remember. It's rough, dude. 15 ETH is a lot, especially now. Like then, a year ago, I was a couple $100 in ETH. Now we're almost $1,700 in ETH, and that pill became all that wound. Has been reopened for that person. Like when they seen the price of ETH, like that they thought about it as soon as it happened. Just like 15 ETH. Fuck crypto. That's probably what they'll say.
Yeah. So somebody mentioned that Son of a Tech went to Rocket Chat. I'm looking up their documentation and
they're closed
render
source.
token. But still, they've got guides for doing end-to-end encryption. So if they're offering end-to-end encryption and it's genuinely end-to-end encryption, I'm wondering if it's audited.
No, Savage, are you going live? Oh no. See the time. He posted a video. Just the videos. Okay. So I don't think he's going live. I didn't want to miss his live streams. Looks like he just posted a video though. Okay. But yeah.
Is Rocket Chat closed source or is it open source?
It's closed source from what I know. At least there's no documentation saying otherwise. When there's no documentation saying that it's open source, I assume it's closed. Because it should say.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, it says right on the front page, why open source? Continuously improved by an active community of over 28,000 developers, no gatekeepers. I don't know, man. I think I've got to take a look at this. And Matt is a hell of a smart dude. So if Son of a Tech is doing this, I got to take a closer look.
3D Douglas, appreciate your tag on Twitter. I'm assuming you're watching this currently. So what's up, buddy? Says if you're using Google CAPTCHAs, there are Google scripts to get around these via connecting Google accounts of the user, emulate the Google device, and run the scripts to bypass many Google checkpoints. We do not use Google CAPTCHAs in the Discord, but that is good to know. Appreciate that, 3D Douglas. I don't know if you're here. If you are, you're probably watching underneath not a user account, and you're just watching to watch. So I appreciate it, buddy.
So, yeah, 3D Douglas is he's a cool dude. He does some development. He actually is one of the guys he was the guy I was mentioning before who did a lot of mobile mining.
Yep.
On either like donated or found devices.
He still does mobile mining.
He's an OG. He's an OG in the making in the what is it? The cycle scavenging space for mining. Mm-hmm. Anything that can run code, he's gonna exploit.
He's gonna make it do something. Yeah. So if anybody has any questions, like now would be your time to go ahead and ask these questions before we be rolling out of here. It is rolling on 9 o'clock. We've been going live for an hour and almost 30 minutes. Time flies when
geez.
you're having fun. I know, right?
So, I've got that burning question though, man. Now that there's another contender making it more
Yeah, Rocket
complicated.
Chat. So
Yeah.
that's all right. So Rocket Chat and then self-grown matrix.
Well, there's there's matrix.org that is one of the it's got like 30% of their network that it's supporting, and then Element apparently supports through its servers like the other 70%. So it's supposedly federated, but in reality, not really.
Is Element still paid though? Element was a paid service.
No, it's open source. You can get it on F-Droid for your Android
Good.
right now.
That's good. Well, they did have paid services.
Well, that's because they're a host also, right? So,
okay.
Yeah, I think that's why they were selling. I think if you wanted to like whatever do a custom domain change and just have a really simple dashboard, that's the problem with federated services where there's only like 2 incumbents and nobody else is running their own servers.
Right. Chump cheese. I just want to know if Panda's in the beard club like the rest of us. Probably not. I bet Panda's baby faced.
That's racist. I'm kidding.
It's not. But whatever. Chump change. He even said it. He says, I'm baby faced just like your butt. See? Maybe his butt's hairy, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
you got a hairy, you got like a beardy face, like probably guaranteed you got a hairy butt.
Put some tape over your webcams. You got Red Panda all up in your tech. How do you know what his butt looks like, sir?
Shink Diesel, what a question. What is the airspeed velocity of an unlaid swallow?
Why?
I don't know, man.
I don't know that.
I don't know. It might have something to do with the circumference of an orange.
Oh.
Maybe. Some rocket chat, huh? The ultimate communication platform is their slogan, first page.
Well, I'm wondering if it has as many
open source,
if it's got as many documented bridges as Matrix does. Because like when you look up Matrix, one of their big claims to fame is that for teams that want to have more control over their own stack, it's a way to bridge in Slack. So many development teams, right? It's like, it's a verb now, right? Like whatever, I'm slacking my coworker. It's like, oh, stop. Don't make Slack like the Q-tip of communications. I don't want to hear that. Like, let's make something better.
What up, Rabbit? He said, what did I just walk into? You walked into the end of a conversation that you probably are like, what? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, it always ends in butt humor. I don't make the rules.
So Rocket Chat might be something. You can install your own server. Okay. We got Windows, Mac OS, Linux, iOS, and Android, as well as live chat clients and SDKs. So it's probably be able to run on your Freedom phone, since it is an SDK, and if it's compiled separately, you might be good to go. It's another test for you.
Yeah, I'm seeing some praise for Matrix come from people who say they distrust Threema, Wire, Keybase. I think after today, like somebody commenting on that Twitter thread about how some groups have been kicked off of Keybase, I'm starting to think maybe I don't want to build there.
Through Matrix?
For Keybase.
Or through Keybase, okay.
Yeah. I mean, a community, rather. I don't know if I want to be like waste time on communities in Keybase if they can just be shut down.
They can just be like, we don't like you.
Yeah, right. It's like we offer encryption. Well,
All that hard work
encryption,
you just did, we're just gonna shut it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it looks like it's an option. They got bots. They got all kinds of stuff we got, man.
It sounds like they probably also do bridging to Slack, because render token. Yeah, again, they use Rocket Chat. Seemed weird to me, but they were the only project that I saw.
Integration between push platforms and Rocket Chat. Push platform is going to probably end up being with communicate with Discord.
Okay. Well, and their encryption apparently is
they got CryptoVert, which is a finance crypto, converts between many cryptocurrencies inside the platform.
So the privacy and security model, though, is to have encryption by default for data at rest and in transit, and then optionally you can add end-to-end encryption for users. So, I mean, it's encrypted throughout the entire stack.
Right. Well, this is definitely a viable option. Dig it. It's free. They got a pro for $3 USD per month. With unlimited customization possibilities. Interesting. Online ticket creation. That's kind of cool. If you were running some kind of like repair service or anything like that, you could have tickets built into your system. Interesting. Dogecoin says Rocket sounds like something might be worth experimenting with. Possibly. Dogecoin. Possibly. Huh. I dig it. I dig it. So, any other questions, guys? Other than talking about hairy butts in the convo.
Yeah, it's like a sharp left turn.
Rabbit Mining says Memory Express said he can't order any more graphics cards from the shortage is over, at least in my real name. LOL. Yeah, I seen Micro Center will not allow you to purchase any more 30 series or 60 series cards. If you bought one, you cannot buy another one per household. Period. Which is kind of messed up. Say until the supply shortage is dealt with, you can't go buy another one. If you bought one, you can't go get another one.
Oh, wow. Rocket Chat has a one-click install on DigitalOcean.
That's cool. That's cool, but not that cool.
I mean, one-click installs are kind of cool. On like whatever, Vultr or wherever.
Mm-hmm. Good old Vultr. Good old Vultr.
We've got just a little under installation, just all kinds of stuff. Docker containers.
Michael Scott, sad days. Jump change. I have a diet of a 70-year-old lady. I'm obsessed with raspberry ginger ale. Oh man, gotta be the Schweppes though. It does have to be the Schweppes though. It's the only kind of ginger ale I can drink. It's the Schweppes. Huh. So, all right, guys. Well, we're rolling out of here and closing out the live stream. We'll further out a chat, either here or I'll probably join in Discord here in a little bit, and we can all chit chat there and have a good conversation. If anybody wants to join in, you're more than welcome to. What am I married to? I mean, pocket change, you married a chump change. So yeah, I guess you're married to a person that has the diet of a 70-year-old lady that likes Schweppes raspberry ginger ale. So, all right, guys, we'll be catching y'all next time. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, which is Thursday, which on DCA Venture, that is Jay's Trading with a View. You'll catch that around the same time as tonight's show, 7:30 to 8, here on DCA Adventure. Get some of that awesome trading knowledge, and who knows, ETH might be 17K by that point. So, or 1700, not 17K. We all wish. Shoot. But all right, guys. Well, I catch y'all later. Later, Panda. Later, Rabbit. Catch y'all on that flip side, guys.